Welcome back to our video series, and in this series we're going to talk a little bit about culture, and I'm going to give you a different perspective on it. I think that there's a tendency for companies to have a corporate culture, and that culture represents how everybody in that business does things, how they communicate to each other, and it's almost like a company personality. I think that's a mistake. I think that's a mistake because, candidly, companies should have multiple cultures, and each culture should be representative of the different function within that company. And an example I would give you is me as a business owner. If I am looking for a law firm to represent me in a case, I'm looking for a company that's aggressive, that has an aggressive culture, that has a no-lose culture, that I know will represent me with ferocity. When I'm looking to buy or hire accounting services, I'm looking for accuracy, I'm looking for precision. If I'm looking to buy marketing services, I'm looking for creativity, thinking outside the box. I certainly don't want my accounting firm to think outside the box. I want different cultures from different vendors and suppliers. If you think of your company as a variety of different departments, each representing a different function, the problem with an overriding corporate culture as an identifying buzzword for your organization, your corporate culture may attract certain type of functions or people in functions and repel others, depending upon who you're trying to hire or what those employees actually want from your organization. I'll give you an example. Kathy and I, a couple of years ago, went out to a company, a reasonably large company, and they were looking to hire product managers, MBAs, that were maybe 15, 20 years experience with a very high level of ambition, a lot of drive, professionalism, up and comers. In the meeting with the HR person, we asked about culture, and she was very quick to point out it was a great culture. It was a great culture because every Friday in the summer, they barbecue in the parking lot, and then they play shuffleboard. And isn't that a great culture? And I had a hard time wrapping my head around the 35-year-old Wharton grad who was going to be really happy that he or she had to stop a project that had a deadline because they had to attend this barbecue and then play shuffleboard. So I think companies that have corporate cultures need to broaden the concept and candidly water it down, because each different department will want different things and they should have that autonomy. Managers should have the autonomy to create cultures. A operations culture in a manufacturing company should have a culture of reliability, safety, concern about delivery accuracy and quality. That same company's engineering department or product development department should have a culture of inventiveness, cleverness, a little bit of thinking outside the box, a new product development drive that in some ways is the antithesis of the operations culture. That same company will probably have a marketing department, and that culture within that marketing department should be risk-taking, cleverness, the ability to come up with concepts, and the ability to knock concepts down. The one thing I know about marketing and advertising is only 1 out of every 10 ideas is good. So the ability to project an idea and to take rejection in your marketing and advertising function is important. That very same company may have a sales culture, and that sales culture should be driven, should be competitive. Now, let's take that and say, that sales culture, let's pretend that we're putting that in the manufacturing operation. Do you really want a manufacturing operation that has a culture of competitiveness? No, you want a culture that is cautious, careful, risk averse, because manufacturing operations are dangerous. So a lot of companies that put together corporate cultures do it in a way that I think hamstrings their ability to attract client or candidates in specific disciplines, in specific parts of the company, and in many instances can repel them. People that want a high-level marketing career are going to be reluctant to work for a company that has a risk-averse culture and a cautious culture because it's a manufacturing-dominated company. Nobody is saying manufacturing shouldn't be like that. But if you give specific managers the opportunity to create mini cultures in their own environments that will attract and keep the kind of people that are successful in that specific discipline, I think you can go a long way to building teams. The only caveat to that is each of those mini cultures absolutely has to respect the other cultures, or else you get into a situation where these different departments make fun of each other, candidly. Sales thinks everyone else is adult. Engineering thinks everyone in the company is slow. Operations thinks the people that are in sales are, manipulative. The one overriding culture within your organization should be a respect for everyone else. Other than that, the ability to create the mini cultures, I think, can go a long way to giving you a good environment and getting better people and keeping your people longer. So that's my little diatribe on culture. Hopefully it's giving you a different perspective and something to think about. And you as a manager can maybe start trying to carve out some space in your organization that will be specific to the kind of people that you want to bring into the organization. So, as ever, thanks for getting this far, and don't forget, Right Recruiting for all your employment needs. Thanks.